Hi, welcome back to another episode of Geekified. No, we are not in the studio. We're doing something a little bit different this week. This is the first time we're actually doing it, so please be gentle in the comments. We're doing something a little bit different. It is Geekified in the pub. So we thought we would all come out, have a couple of beers, and just talk a lot of nonsense as we get a little bit drunker and drunker as we go.
More than usual, hopefully.
You might see some of Paisley's locals because we are currently in the built-in.
Paisley.
Yeah. So if anyone from Paisley is watching, please give us a wee comment in the bottom. But yeah, it's a very different setting. Everything's a wee bit different. And again, we're filming in Glasgow. You would think September would be a little bit less like the Sahara, but I think we're all sitting here like it's
Sahara.
Every single time.
Sunny.
Yeah, every single time we do this podcast, says we always turn up in little glazed donuts. But yeah, we're here to talk about quite a few different things this evening. I've got a specific topic that I wanted to bring up. Oh, hi, sorry.
Hi.
What?
I'm
getting. Do you know what? I'm getting like so nervous because it's something different. I'm like that, looking at stuff, and I'm like,
I just love the wee bit where you usually come in and say, "Hello, how are you?"
Do you know what it is? It's not normal.
You're goddamn spoiled, Ryan.
I didn't even introduce myself.
I was even thinking because usually I wouldn't talk before it that, and I was like, "But we'll have our wee." So. How are you?
Hi, sweating and confused. Yeah, hi, I'm Chris. And hi, Ryan, how are you doing?
I'm awesome, and I'm sweating also. This is my second t-shirt of the night that I'm going to see and go through it, and I'm looking a wee bit like Pete myself. So let's see how that goes.
On Pete, on your chest?
No, on my. I can manage that. Don't let me show you how. But
nobody wants to see that.
Some people might want to see that.
Okay.
Belly button people.
Yeah, it is on his OnlyFans if you do want to check that out.
Gay guys want to go. Because there's no women that want to see that.
If there is, comment down below.
Please do.
Yeah, and hi Ryan, how are you? Not Ryan, Callum. I'm taking a recap.
We've not even, we're going to have a tequila in just a second. But
we're only on our first pint.
Yeah,
I know, you would think so, man. Like, I'm taking a week after doing this introduction stuff. I'm done. I've done well for 10 episodes. Like,
do you know what
Callum, how's Callum? That's what I was going to say.
I'm decent.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for asking.
Yeah.
And then I just nearly spoke over Callum's introduction like a little asshole.
I couldn't even be any fucking worse than me so far.
But see, what I was going to say what it is, do you know what I think it is as well? See, because we set up in our studio and stuff, we usually have such a wee kind of like, we're used to our seats, we're used to our thing, we're used to like kind of, and how are you, and the camera swaps over and it's like blah blah, and I even don't speak before you usually speak because it's like you can't pretend you're not there, and then you're there.
I'm so thrown off. Like, I'm so thrown off.
I get it too, man.
I've had it. I mean, like every week I normally get it bang on. Like I very, very rarely I make a mistake in the intro. A couple of times I fucked up. Oh, I've sworn in the first 5 minutes.
This is going to be geekified in the pub, man. This is going to be it's going to be sweet. Do you know what's putting me off with my vein BS is that I can't see myself. I can't
it does feel awkward because
because
on set
we have a TV.
Yeah, on set
can look over and see if my tits are showing or not.
When we're in the studio, we've got a TV that sits opposite, and we get to see everything and see how we're looking. So you usually see Ryan going.
Yeah, try to do the fucking what's it? The
hair.
thing. The hair as well.
Blue steel.
You had another haircut
just today.
Oh, there you go.
Another like I get all the time. My hair looks like a fucking
fresh
raggy hand.
Fresh cuts.
I'm never getting my haircut again. I had a terrible haircut the last time. It was so bad.
I think the last couple of haircuts I've had is the shortest thing I've ever had my hair.
I used to see that.
I'm
going is that the last one you got?
The last one, it was fucking.
Wait, I actually what's the word? Okay, we're gonna have a good night because I can't think of words.
I know, but
that's gonna be great. But you gave me the kind of emphasis, the kind of motivation to get a shortcut because usually mine was always like, but even when I went short, it was kind of just like, but you can still play with it there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you get the one really kind of short in,
right,
and I was like, that looks fucking awesome. So when I was there and they were like, do you want a fade kind of thing? I was like, you know what? I'll take it. I'll do it. I'll go. And everybody that knows me knows that I usually either quite long hair or not that short. But yeah, I think it suited you. It gave me the balls to go and do it. So
I got a fade the last time and it was terrible. Like my first 2 episodes, I had like decent hair, and then it looks like a completely different person. I've got worse looking.
Actually, I went for beard as well. This is really new as well. I've not done this before, but I'm kind of getting used to it. But it's definitely
Beard
not.
looks good. I think beard looks good in most men, man.
This is new, very new.
No, that I'll look at most men.
The only reason I've got it is because my bud told me.
Here.
And I'm like that.
Literally, my
that.
ex basically was like, so when fucking she got to see me like in my pictures and the beard and all that, right?
Yeah.
And then one of the first times she's got to my house to meet me, because I met her on Tinder, obviously. It's like fucking, and she came over and I didn't have a beard, and it was that Latvian chick one, and she was like, what the fuck? Like, just so fucking, like, she fucking, I can't believe she came back for a second take to my house, because she was just like, what the fuck, have I been catfished? Like, who are you? And I was like, I'm the Ryan. And she was like, but where's your beard? Like, what is this? And I was like, I had to shave. I was like, I had fucking, like, I was literally, because I was shaving, I kind of fucked up my beard and I had to take it all off. And she was like, what? No. She gave me shit. She still came back though, so I must have thrown that pipe in well, but like, she fucking still came back. But no, after that, she was always like to me. I remember I was going for a part for an audition for something, and I was like, I need to shave, and she was like, no, and I was like, what do you mean no? I was like, I need to. She was like, if you shave, I was like, that look like fuck. It's not as if I've got knee chin. I was like, how the fuck? But she was so against me not having a beard at all.
I've trimmed mine into a goatee so that it's longer here, so that when the sides grow, this looks longer than the sides.
See, I've been trying to
that Viking look.
Do the wee point then, but I don't.
I'm just trying to hide my fucking double chin. It just gives it a bit.
You don't have a double chin. You don't have a double chin. I'm telling you, I'm usually quite half things like that. You don't have a double chin.
And a half.
You don't.
It's Geekified in the pub. It's the first Geekified in the pub, and we're trying a new beer for the first time.
I've never had
We've
this.
never heard of this, have we?
Alright.
So it's
We're not sponsored
by them. But we're going to give you a review of it.
Off the beer mat.
So Cruz Campo from Sevilla. What do you think?
Sevilla.
What are you thinking?
Is that Seville? You've got I don't know.
That's Seville. Sevilla.
It's actually really nice.
I've not. Oh, is this it here?
Aye.
I feel like that. What's that?
ASMR.
We're very on brand for not being sponsored.
Sevilla.
What's that?
ASMR.
What's that thing with the cars we seen recently where the pure hot bird goes like Chevy, and the other one is like Mercedes.
Spanish guys watching this are going to be like, they're drinking the fucking shite beer from Spain, and
but you know what?
They think it's great.
It's like,
but they're in Spain, so fucking.
Exactly. We've got their weather. I know. We've got the fucking weather. It's been absolutely awful.
The shit version. Yeah, it's like not sunny. It's just fucking warm and sweaty.
Yesterday I was pretty much sweating my balls off. It was really bad. I really, really died yesterday.
I think today was the worst. It was 8 o'clock in the morning when I was getting the train. Roasting.
I'll do you one was. I have insomnia, right? So I couldn't sleep, and I was like trying to sleep and blah 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 for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 when I went up, still at 8 and 9, right? Couldn't sleep, so I'm getting back up for peas and all that. Fucking just sometimes I get these bouts of insomnia. It's the worst. The sun blaring through. It's so warm, and I literally in my bed trying to wrap a pillow around my face, like just I don't want sunlight, leave me alone.
Oh, that is the worst thing. I don't have blackout blinds or anything like that, so the minute the sun's come up, I'm like, bing.
I've had the windows open for like 2 weeks.
See what happens when you're in the pub? We're just talking a lot of
shit.
We're
just talking, but this is kind of what you're here for, because it's Geekified in the pub. We will get to some proper topics.
Yeah.
But what might speed us along as we.
It is
Geekified in the pub.
Thank you very much.
So we're going to
tequila, my ladies.
Have our tequilas in the pub. Now, these motherfuckers lick your hand.
No, I'm alright. I'm going straight.
Don't be a little bitch.
Hey, the little bitch that has salt and lemon, I take it straight, man.
God, I can do it straight, but I don't
can really do it straight too, but it's the done thing. It's part of the ritual. Okay.
Not today. Not today.
I'm superstitious as fuck, so I need to put some over my right shoulder. Okay.
Right, fuck it.
They're accurate. You fucking spoil sports. I'm fucking good.
It's only vitamin C you're getting in there.
So what is it? Wait, what it is? Oh,
shot, suck, spit, swallow.
And we're off to the races.
Yeah, that's nice.
That was
that.
It's not quite the Patron I was slamming
what
a couple of Mondays ago. I don't know, what is it?
Tequila?
Aye, but
I'll
like
give
what
it
kind
a
of
one.
know?
It's quite nice.
Did it, like,
It's smooth. It's smooth.
I think I know different types of tequilas.
I was having a chat about this. I'm sorry to interrupt again, but like I was having a chat about this tequila. Like, see here, tequila's not very popular because we get. There was only used to be one bottle of tequila. It's like Jose Cuervo or something like that, and it was just shit.
Yeah.
So when everybody tried a tequila shot, they're like, "I'm never drinking tequila ever again." But see, when you start going up the way and go at the high quality stuff, oh man.
Do you know who's got the best tequila? Is Justin Timberlake.
Oh.
I can't remember what it's called.
Don't think I've tried.
Something 80. It's a number, whatever it is. It's 91 or something like that. Banging, one of the best.
Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad have one as well.
Really?
Really
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. George Clooney has one.
Yeah, they've all got it's the trendy thing to do, but Justin Timberlake's had it since like NSYNC days.
So you heard it here,
Oh,
if we
fuck.
get big, we should have
So-
Geekified tequila. Like the red bottle, I can see it now, like the fixing it would taste of
was their
sweat
song?
and sadness.
Bye bye bye. That sounds appropriate.
I think it was going to be called It's Gotta Be May. It's gotta be May.
I am just making sure we're recording because I don't trust myself.
Yeah.
But we are still. Right, so first topic. And first topic brings us to our weekly sponsor. We did miss them last week. I apologise, and you did get to see this beautiful shirt which I decided to wear this week because I was going to take it back and actually I fucking loved it, so I thought I'd keep it. But Geek-aboo, we're back. They're on Queen Street in Glasgow. If you haven't been there, like I said the last time, go and check it out. It is an absolutely banging store. It's got so much. You pick something geeky in the world of comics, anime, Marvel, DC, Japanese stuff. You name it, it's in there. It's absolutely amazing. But there's a topic that I spoke to them today, and I said I was going to bring up, and they wanted to have us to have this item, and the topic's Harry Potter. So before we get into Harry Potter and why I want to talk about Harry Potter, because the weird thing is that we're talking about Harry Potter, and I've only seen 2 of them, and I don't really like it. You don't like it, do you?
No.
And you don't really like it?
I've got a bit of a, like, so I loved all the Harry Potter, they were out in books, right? I read up to the 4th one, the one with the dragons. I remember reading it in the beach, but it was...
There were dragons?
Yeah, there were dragons, it was cool as shit. And I was really dating, then I kind of grew out of it, and then it became all the films and that.
Yeah.
The films came out when I was like late teens, early 20s, so I wasn't really into them.
I was a wee bit well past it for
Aye,
both
aye,
the
aye.
books and the films.
And
honestly.
I wasn't like, as like, you know, as what it is, it's alright. But I'll say, like, again, like an ex, I had to watch them all, right?
Yeah,
and it wasn't even
same.
that long ago, like, and she was like, no, you know, I watched all Marvel with you, for, like, you know, Iron Man 1 to fucking Endgame, you're watching Harry Potter with me, and I was like, okay. And I watched them all, and there's something about them, there's something about that type of film and stuff that I really like. It reminds me of, like, I don't know. It feels like a proper Hollywood film in a way. That's something I like about it. It feels like a properly well produced film. It feels like something I would want my kids watching. Right? Is it my favourite thing? Nah. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? There's too many. There's a lot of things I'd laugh and point out and be like, wait a minute. How come she can get time travel and she's using it for like exams? How come not just use that all the time?
Yeah.
Like when there's a monster try at you, just time travel. But there's a lot of shit. But it's a well done story. It's a good thing. It makes its own lore. It makes its own thing. It's not a legacy. Well, it is I suppose now it's been out for years, but it came out when I was a boy. It doesn't feel like one of these things like Superman or Batman. It feels newer to me. Do you know what I mean? I know about Harry Potter, but that shows our age. It still feels pretty. It's like a new franchise. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Newish. I kind of hate it. It's not really for me, but I kind of hate it.
I was the same. Seeing it with an ex-partner made me watch them all. I went to see the first one at the cinema, and I think like my family would maybe try to push the books on me, but I'd never read a book in my life unless it's been a graphic novel or a comic book. I need pictures. I'm stupid.
I need the moving pictures.
But yeah, I remember thinking one was not the first one, but there was maybe one of the last ones was good. I can remember enjoying it. Gary Oldman was in it. Can't remember which one it was.
I only seen 2. I'm totally out of the loop. I literally seen 2.
Yeah.
So in the first and second, that was it.
Lord of the Rings was out at the same time, and I was much more into Lord of the Rings.
There's that
than
very
I was.
idea about either Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. South Park done it, but it might need to bleep this, but I'm going to say but there's a great, and we should do, but there's a great scene in the Harry Potter episode, or sorry, the Lord of the Rings episode of South Park, where it's, you know, there's a porn video,
Yes.
they'll lose it, and fucking they're on the Lord of the Rings quest to find the
seen
porn.
that.
Oh, it's one of the best episodes.
I watched loads.
Cartman, Kyle, and all that, they're all playing Lord of the Rings, basically, right? And they're walking about and they're on a quest now to get this video, because basically there's a porn video, they swapped the Lord of the Rings for the porn, the adults by mistake trying to watch porn. So now the adults are like, you need to go and get this video back, and they're like, we're putting you in a quest, they're like, we'll go on a quest to get the... So they go to do it, and
Butters becomes Gollum
because
he watches
my
it.
precious, he's like, I needed back in it. So, but there's a bit where they're walking and they're going, and Cartman's in his big wizard suit like Gandalf and that, and they're going, and then they walk by and there's these wee kids in a park playing Harry Potter, and they're going, Exawitium, blue, and he just goes, what do you guys do? And they're like, we're playing Harry Potter, and he just goes, ha, fags, and just walks on.
We need to stop talking about bunch of sticks on this bloody podcast.
Or Irish meatballs. Like, I'm a good fan of Irish meatballs. As in the meat, not the meat.
Oh, and the balls.
The meat and the balls and the stuff.
But it's something that I was even slagging that girlfriend at the time for the shoes like the Harry Potter. I was just like, ha! Like, it's such a great wee bit.
I see the thing is, like, I appreciate the world of Harry Potter. Like, I appreciate what it is and what it's just never happened, never clicked for me, never get into it, never really wanted to get into it, and it's not been. Although I'm not into a lot of fantasy.
Same.
I didn't like Game of Thrones, so I was not a big fan of it. I watched it during lockdown just to kind of get there, to see it, and I enjoyed a couple. Actually, anyone who's seen it, I enjoyed the last season more than I enjoyed some of the first. I know, like, but again, you have to remember, like, you had so much time in between them where I was just powering through, and I watched it just as the last season came out, so for me it felt really different.
Yeah.
But anyway, still Harry Potter.
That's a horse. We'll get
Yeah,
back to
we're
that, 'cause that's a
talking
small
about it,
spot
yeah.
for me about the Game of Thrones one, but
I'm not saying the last season was perfect, because it was still a shite ending. I'll give them that. That was still a terrible ending, but I thought as a season, it was really good.
I've heard the game Harry Potter's really good. The Hogwarts Legacy or something like that.
one the big controversy because it's like J.K. Rowling's thing, and you're not allowed to like it anymore because it's But it was ridiculous. So telling streamers not to play it and stuff like that. It was like, cause I was streaming at the time, and there's a whole thing. It was like there was streamers that played it and getting bullied and losing their hands, and people were like, "How dare you support this transphobe?" And it's like, it's a fucking Harry Potter game.
It's a Harry Potter game. If you don't want to support her, don't support her for whatever crazy ideas you think that she said or did or didn't say. Like, that sounds like cancel culture kills me. I can't stand it.
Right.
Harry Potter is a word of its own. If you want to like it, fucking like it. If you don't.
I just don't think
That's the tequila talking.
More of that. I like that fire in your belly. I like that. But one has you've watched the first two.
Yeah.
You watched the worst two.
Well, yeah.
You know you let because even myself.
That right.
You watched the first two. You watched the first two. The first two are literally the worst. Like even in by director standards and like they didn't really find their feet in. But the third book is my favourite because it's all about a werewolf, and I was really into werewolves, right?
Was there a werewolf in it?
Yeah, this is it. The third one, the third one's pretty cool. The third book, because there's a werewolf, I'm not ruining it, it's all about a werewolf, right?
Many is
don't say, because I actually genuinely probably will watch them at some point.
I'll not say.
I don't even know a lot about the ending.
I don't. See, I knew the ones up to the book 4, which is the big dragon one, because that's when I read, then I get a tool for it. So the ones after that, I am... So, but anyway, all I was going to say is that even though the films aren't something that I like jump for joy for, right? But the story, and I can't even remember what's the book and what's the story in my head, right? But the story of 3 and 4 are a bit darker. They're a bit, the children are a bit older. It's a bit more like instead of like, oh, we're in a wee flying car. It's like there's a scary werewolf and blah blah blah. And there's murder plots and blah blah blah. And it gets a bit more like, all right, I can actually get into this. Do you know what I mean? I will say that.
I do think though with Harry Potter, it's one of those ones that you only ever see those actors as Harry Potter.
A lot of people I know who did like it.
He's done a lot. He's worked his arse off Daniel Radcliffe to get away
but
from
he's
that.
still not shaking it.
No, he's not. He's the reason I can't see him as Wolverine. I know everybody right. Have you seen those pictures of him right now that are out?
Nah.
But have you seen it? But I actually really these pictures of him out, but he's really
jacked,
in shape.
I've seen him, yeah.
But he's jacked. He's in good shape. But I agree with you. Still cannot see him as Wolverine. But I have watched all films with him. I've seen him in that the Horns one. Is it called Horns?
Horns.
I could see him as Beast.
Beast. Thing me akimbo, guns akimbo, where he gets the guns attached to his hands.
Yeah.
I really like that he's picking these
He's
off kilter films
he's
that
doing
are
it for a reason.
I know.
He's gonna get offered a fuck ton of movies all the time.
Yeah.
But I think he is purposely picking these weird ones to try and shake Harry out.
He's a great actor. I'm not going to take that away.
Oh
from
no,
him,
I
but
don't.
I'll just
Although I
forever.
will say one thing, right, and it stuck with me, and it really did. I thought he was a bit of a fucking cunt.
Oh.
Graham Norton, he was on Graham Norton once, and he was doing the song of the periodic table to say that he could sing it. When you sing the periodic table, so you've heard this. So it's like, and you sing all the periodic table. And then the audience were laughing halfway through it, and he got to one point, and the audience went, hey, and he went, shush, to the audience. And if I could ever find the clip, I'll put a link down to it. Like, when and I remember watching that, and I didn't know who this guy was, right? I've not seen it, I've only knew he was Harry Potter. And when I seen that, I went, oh, you don't speak to your audience like that. You don't do that. And I remember that's the first time I thought.
There seems to be a thing about, obviously, child actors are people who have been there for too long and have people run about them that they just. But anyway,
He's desperate that he's out holding this, and I got to open the last one, so you can do that.
Oh no,
See it
right,
come
you
from
can do it.
back
So
right.
There you go. Here's the middle.
there you go.
Again, this is a wee showcase from Geek-aboo of one of the items I've currently got.
This is really cool.
I
it's
think
a witch's cauldron.
I did not get time to check the price on this. Did I tell you it was on it?
No,
We'll fling it up.
it's not in the bag either.
Yeah, I'll fling it up with a wee icon at the side to say the actual cost of it. But it's a cauldron light, which is pretty cool.
This is really cool. I like this. This is something that I would like.
Bedside table lamp.
can
for
we get
Harry
it?
Potter
Actually,
fan.
we've got a price on it. $31.99.
Oh.
Yeah, so Ryan is going to do the honours.
What
Yeah, I
I
was
was
just about
going
to
to
say
say, I
that.
think it would be quite funny, and I wonder if Geek-aboo would be up for this. We can edit this out, but if we signed the box or something like that, so that somebody knew that it was on our
If
show.
anybody gave a fuck about us,
I know. Wishful thinking.
Ron Weasley, Hermione, and Harry here.
Somebody up and be like,
I'll fake
who the
their
fuck's
signature.
Chris? Who the fuck's Ryan?
if
Who
they
the
want
fuck
me to
is
forward
Callum?
their signature, like I'll do that if they want. But like,
No.
yeah, maybe one day, dude. Maybe one day.
Yeah,
You know what?
but then
Comment
again,
and
it would be
watch more, subscribe.
It would be
Maybe.
worth more money if we did it now because we're nobodies.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point. Okay, we got some assembly here. Hold on. I can't read, so
Yeah, cool. Quite easy instructions. It's basically on and off, and you put the lid on and off, and you plug it in. Is it?
It's not even got the end. So I hate
That's
that they don't
okay.
even-
That's okay because I came prepared.
Ooh.
Here's one I made. Okay.
Okay, we got twistiness.
Is it going to stretch that whole way from that?
By the way, we are in 4 minutes.
Yeah, so
probably a little bit less before we need to switch over.
So we could potentially cut to just going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that would maybe be an idea. So
This is porridge.
if you give us a second, guys, because I know watching me untangled, this is
Yeah, it's not
really
exciting.
fun.
It's really fun.
Super fun
But we
content.
have 4 minutes before
Yeah.
we need to switch over, I think, for the camera. So
We'll be more prepared to.
we'll be
Geekified
ready
the pub,
in a second.
and probably more drunk.
And we're back.
Yes.
And we're back.
So
For good reason.
That was a long intermission.
there's a very short intermission for you.
You don't know that because we're like Harmonia with the wee kind of time travel thing right now, but I didn't even say the name right, but that whole full Harry Potter, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So this is a beautiful item from Geek-aboo that we've got, and took us a wee while to get it sorted. We didn't have batteries because we were a bit stupid and forgot about stuff like that because that's what adults would do. So managed to get it set up, and it is actually quite cool. You've seen, we'll put a wee clip of actually working, but yeah.
Boil and trouble, boil and trouble.
Changes
That's not the right words, but fuck you. We're going to grow some boils and that. And
Yeah, this is.
that.
I'm not kidding.
This is cool as shit. I like this.
Yeah,
I'd have this in my house.
So I had questions when I had it. I was like, oh, I don't get it. And then like now seeing it, if you imagine coming up for Halloween, that just sitting somewhere in your room, just doing all that, and a wee couple of Harry Potter stuff in the room, absolutely banging. Thank you again, Geek-aboo. That was absolutely amazing. I'd plug you again. Queen Street. If you're in, you can go online. You can. We've even got things like click and collect where you can go and get it. And thank you very much for sorting us out again with this item. It's going to sit there, and you'll see something from them every single week. But
Can I just say, imagine having your kids with that. Like, see how you get the Harry Potter wands, because kids, I used to like work with kids and I'd see them playing with it all the time.
yeah.
Bum bum bum, the wee Harry Potter one. for Halloween, having that with your kids and like having the wands and blah blah, man,
but that's going to make such a
yeah.
just sit that with say like your sweets and other wee kind of wee things for Halloween. Like it's going to look pretty damn cool.
Oh yeah, but like
I'm not even saying that like on the basis.
This is not even like a promotion.
I know,
I just genuinely think
nice,
that's cool. Listen, the thing is, Geek-aboo just give us these things to say like, you know, showcase it on the thing, but don't. I genuinely think that's cool as shit. I would have that in my house. Like it's not. We don't
awesome.
really need to promote these things, but I just genuinely, you should buy that if you have kids for Halloween. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Couldn't have timed it better. So yeah, go out and check it out. Oh, good spot. I like that. So remember, you need batteries for things like this. We're like, meh.
And a tiny wee screwdriver.
But I believe you've a topic, Chris, when I put these.
Oh yeah, so it's actually Harry Potter.
Mm.
So I don't know if you know this because it's been a bit on the down low in general, but Harry Potter is being remade.
What?
There's far too soon.
Oh, that was a reaction.
I mean, as we said, it's not my, it's not the hell I want to die on, but it's far too soon.
Right,
Man.
so I'm going to give you a little bit of details because obviously he's missed it, right? Because we now know it's being remade and it is happening. And I'm not going to tell you who's remaking it because it's changed my opinion of when it was being remade. But when the name of this company came up, I was like, ooh. So it's getting remade. It's getting remade for TV. There's going to be, I think they said there's going to be 7 or 8 seasons. So we're following 1 year of Harry Potter.
That's a better way to do it. That is a better way to do it. Exactly. That's a better way to do it.
So we're following 1 year of Harry Potter's life as he goes through Hogwarts. But it's being made by HBO.
Oh!
That's the same reaction.
Yeah,
that's actually I expected you I was thinking, did Disney buy Harry Potter? Because I was expecting that kind of level of it's going to be very it's going to take anything edgy out of it. Not that Harry Potter's that edgy.
No,
we're going to but HBO, like, are we going to have like Harry addicted to crack while he's fucking like, you know what I mean? Like,
only the best TV studio, really.
You can't.
It's best because it allows its creators to do what they want. It's not really best because, it allows people to do more with the kid. But
I questioned it when I seen it all, but then it kind of got to the end. It was like, it's HBO that are making it. I was like, holy shit! It's like HBO made some banging. Like,
they do it.
Shows,
Let's take one wee deviate. Right, we've got because we took such a break. We've got an tequila. Right, Geekified at the pub tequila.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And now, I'm going to say something.
Remember the sound.
Oh yeah, shit! I done that right in the thing. My bad.
Again, Geekified at the pub. So
Yeah.
We don't even know
wait,
if this is
you're not
recording.
changing the subject, are you?
No, not at all.
Cool. Because I just
So-
wanted one other thing.
No. So, when we're talking about reimagining of Harry Potter and that, right? There was a big controversy a couple of years ago whether Hermione. How the fuck do you say that?
Hermione.
Even
I know that.
Hermione, right? Hermione is black, apparently.
Oh, so Hermione is black in the theatre show.
Yeah. Right? But you know why that is?
Right.
Because, right, so people were
Multiverse.
reading it and no. It'd be lovely if that was the case. People were reading it and said something about Hermione's description, which is nonsense, and they were like, she's clearly black, right? And people were like,
In the original books.
yeah, right. No, but the thing is, because I can't even. It was like something like brown curly. Because I can't remember. I did read it myself, but I can't remember exactly myself. And also the controversy was a couple of years ago, right? But because of the description, it's vague on her colour of skin, right? Like, and I think it doesn't seem like Snow White does. Her skin is white as the fucking snow, right?
Rachel Zegler.
But it says, I know she's been awesome recently, right? But like, but it says something like curly hair, blah 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 blah. So, and I hate that, but that whole kind of side of Twitter that takes anything and goes, no, it's not black. Right? Took that and said Hermione. The fuck do you say that bitch's name?
Let's call her Steve.
Steve. Steve is obviously black. And then people were like, she's not, she's white. And they were like, no, because they only say this, she's obviously black. So J.K. Rowling was posed the question. And she was like, and this is why it cracks me up that all these woke people hate J.K. Rowling, because she's the wokest cunt ever. The only thing she doesn't agree with is that men can have penis, or women can have penises. So she's like, But usually,
You can have mine. If you want.
I mean, they can.
There's no such thing as a chick with dick. There's just a guy with tits.
You heard it here first. But like,
Sorry, this T-shirt says Jaws.
but the thing was, so this was a kind of extension of this because she, taking the easy route, he was like, yeah, I never stated that Hermione was white. She could be black. So then they went to play, and they're like, Hermione's black. Right, and it's like, well, is she? She's really not. So all these people that had an idea of this character in their head for 10 plus years are like, no, you're racist now because she's black. So on the play version, she was black,
it's a black woman,
and you
yes.
weren't allowed to say that doesn't make sense because, which to be honest, I don't like. There's certain characters, and it depends on the character. To be honest, the way they're portrayed, like Nick Fury, I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But it doesn't even. But there is a distinction between the old Nick Fury who's white and it. But you can also say, look, this character can be going this route and now they're this, and you can change it. But there is a thing, but it's just like just doing it for the sake of doing it, right?
Certain characters, I'll agree with you. James Bond, no.
No, not exactly. James Bond, no.
But there's certain characters that I'm like, no. In the comics,
And I don't
they're white.
exactly know
That's the
what
big
it
one.
is.
I'll give you one, but it pissed me off last year. It was Ariel from Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
But I've got a very specific reason. They basically says that they were changing it on the casting. They wanted to create diversity and stuff, and that's why there was a black girl. Was
Was that one specific reason? Because black people can't swim? Their muscle density is too much to just sink. A black dude, my pal, I used to go to pool and he used to joke about it all the time because he would just sink
We
along.
can't even cut around this. We can't even cut around this.
It's fine. It's fine.
Genuinely cut out.
No, you don't.
So the reason that I was actually shocked, and I thought, right, I was sitting there a black girl, and I'm okay, that's fine. If you want to do that, it says you're actually even being worse by having a black girl, because the gingers.
Always get
Literally,
fucked over.
It's one of the it's somebody who was fucking redhead and fucking she was white skin but she was a redhead. They get fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Isla Fisher gets every fucking role.
Well, see,
So you're taking away from the gingers, and that's an even bigger minority.
Well, see, when I was doing that X-Men casting the other day, just thinking about, it was so hard to find somebody that would play Jean Grey because there's just not a lot of like red-headed like actresses that don't get portrayed as that every single movie.
We should actually do an episode on that. I think we're thinking about that. Actually, I would like to do one. Is an episode where we're actually casting the X-Men.
I would love that
because that'd be quite interesting.
I looked a lot of yours. I loved your rogue casting. But
we're not going to tell you who.
But But the thing is like there is a lot of red heads that cast and get stuck out in that. But the thing is, I can't exactly put my finger on it, right? But to me, it's the individuality thing. It's more about the character than it is about the thing. Is that you can find some characters that you're like, yeah, that would totally work. Change race. Do you know what I mean? Like, it might work better. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But there's some that you're just like, that comes from an old ass story with this kind of thing. No, but it's like the place that's come. It doesn't fit. Like, I don't want to see a white shaft. I know that's what people always say, but I don't want to see a white shaft
or a white blade.
A white blade. That's a better one. Blade was one of my. I've said this before. My favourite superhero, my first superhero was my fucking first dude. That I was like, I love this dude. I used to play when me and my cousins would play. You know that way when you're kids and you're like, I'm this guy, I'm that guy. I was always Blade.
Yeah.
I never thought, I'm white. I can't be Blade. I was just fucking Blade. But I do not want to see a white Blade. Blade's black. His whole thing is he's fucking black.
However, to contrary that, if characters like get changed race like Nick Fury.
So I'll go back to what I said there. But when I said there, his whole thing is
guy.
But so I'll
it's never going to work. But like,
no. But
why is it one?
I agree with you, but I'm just going to disregard something I said there. What I said there was his whole thing was he's black. I'll go back in that he wasn't. Blade never mentions once the fact he's black, but to me, the vibe of him, feel of him, the kind that he was a badass black dude. Like it's not the same vibe as a Tony Stark type character. Do you know what I mean?
We're getting quite political about this. Like we just obviously like we are backing, and I'm the same. I could never imagine a white guy playing Blade. Fuck that. Put that in the bin because I'd rather it be. And Mahershala Ali, you better rock that shit.
Yeah, fucking it.
I love you, and I think you're one of the best
actors. I
loved
you as fucking Cottonmouth, and you like
you fucking better rock Blade because you're taking dead. Oh, please do well. But you're taking such an iconic character and doing it. But so when we say like we're literally backing up someone like that, and saying that we want a black person to be that character? Is it racist of us when we're saying, you just said James Bond, when we were saying we can't see someone else? I said, so we're literally saying, we're both saying, it's like people will probably come out and say, oh, you're being racist if you say that. Well, we're not. I said, because we're saying that we can't see James Bond being a black guy. I said, but we're also saying we can't see Blade being a white guy.
It's a vibe of the character. It doesn't need to be like, say, for instance, you could say...
I'm calling just in case anyone wants to call us out on that.
No. But it's the same thing. It's the same I say I don't like using shaft.
James Bond doesn't need to be a woman. It doesn't. It just needs to be what he is written.
But he is, as James Bond, he's a very clean-cut British man. That's his whole thing, right? And written in the 60s, blah blah. He's actually Scottish, right? Like it just doesn't fit the thing to be like, oh, we're going to totally rewrite his history because now he's always been a black guy. The thing is as I said, I don't want to see a white Blade, right? And as I corrected myself in there, it's not about the Blade is like has his origins in being black at all, right? It's not as if he's like Shaft. This is what I was saying. Like the reason I don't like using Shaft as an example, because a lot of people say we don't want to see a white Shaft, right? But to me, Shaft's origins aren't being black. Like
a white Shaft.
If you watch the right Shadows, you can.
A pink one.
Some people prefer black, but you know.
I don't want to see any Shaft.
Yeah, you do. You know, he's
one time you were really trying.
Do you know what I mean though? Like people call.
That's why he's cutting me today. He doesn't think he is, but he is.
People call for diversity, right? And I'm all for that, but it works both ways. You wouldn't be able to have a white Black Panther as well.
But this is kind of my point.
If you can make Captain America black, or if you can make James Bond black, we can switch. Make.
No, but this is where I think we're kind of stumbling over ourselves, is because there are some characters that for some, what's the word I'm looking for? Not intrepid, like some kind of non-committal reason that it just feels like, no, that character should be white, black,
there's a certain vibe of
so like, for
instance,
it's
like I mean, like Harry Potter. Like we're still talking about Harry Potter.
I don't want to see a black Harry Potter because he's a very white. Oh, I'm Harry Potter. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't see. I don't know if it's pop culture in general. I can't see someone being as nerdy but being black because
no. As long as I'm black nerdy guys, like Miles Morales is like
cooler than us.
No.
I'm just gonna say they're fucking cooler.
No, but a perfect example is Miles Morales.
Yeah.
He's the same. He's the same geeky. So he's the same geeky level. But the thing is, I think this speaks to when things are done well, to when they're just done for the sake of doing them, right? Because if you look at the actual blueprint of Miles Morales, it is just a repeat of Spider-Man, right? He is the geeky kid, and this guy, he loses his fucking. I think he loses his mum instead of his dad, but he loses a close person.
His dad.
Is it his dad? Because he's not lost his dad yet.
He loses his mum. No, he's got his mum.
I mean, the actual comic.
His uncle was the Prowler.
Sorry, fucking hell, it's his uncle. But that doesn't matter. Yeah, no.
It's just for that.
Your levels, my bad. But you know, like anyone's gonna be a joke or not. But that spoke to me more than like having the badass cousin that was doing something and then thinking was it. That spoke to me more than the Peter Parker. But it's the same story, kinda, right? But it's done well.
Yeah.
Miles Morales is basically a carbon copy of Spider-Man. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
right?
No, he is. But
I love him because he's done well. Yeah. It's written well.
He's a great character.
And this is why I think we're having problems speaking about what we're speaking about. Because when we speak about something like Blade, and we speak about why do we not want to see him white, it's not because he's exactly like a character like Shaft, where he's he's born by being black, if you know what I mean. What I mean is his character is not born out of being like a Black Panther or something. Do you know what I mean? He's just. But I still don't want to see a white Blade because the character's vibe. No, but the character's vibe is he's a fucking badass black dude.
Because can you imagine like Zac Efron coming on as Blade?
Oh Jesus, you know what I mean? But that's the same way I feel as when you see like, okay, we're going to have a black Superman. It's like no, because he's a cookie cutter white like a part of it was the Calvin fucking thing they did.
Val John.
But he's
there's a different one. It's a different concept, different story.
Totally cool way.
I like that idea of Superman being Like,
Well, different Supermen.
Instead of him
like,
being in Kansas, he's
Yeah.
in the ghetto or whatever.
Well,
You know
they
what I
did.
mean?
Well,
I like that.
It's Mark Miller. Mark Miller. Red Sun. He obviously released one of the most
Russian, yeah.
famous ones.
Red Sun's
Oh, yeah.
amazing. I
But-
love it. I
but-
love
but-
Red Sun.
Yeah.
If Superman had landed anywhere else,
Landed in Russia, basically landed in Russia, and we didn't get him from fucking Kansas. We got him from fucking Moscow, and he became an absolute weapon of the state.
Yeah.
And it was
Like,
one of the most
what
fucked
with
up.
that?
Yeah.
And
This is what this is.
Batman is Batmanikov.
yeah, but they have that in the fucking story. He's like
Yeah.
Batman, but like,
Yeah,
but
again, Mark Miller,
Yeah.
you're
but
an
that,
absolute
Mark Miller, you're the man. We love
you're
you.
a god of ideas for comic books.
100%. And if you could get us onto Grant Morrison as well, not my pal Grant, but like the actual dude Grant.
But also on Mark Miller, have you ever read Nemesis?
Yeah, I've got Nemesis, one of my favourite
Fucking
ones.
so good.
I queued for hours. Obviously, I'm a big massive fan of Mark, and I queued. He was signing copies of Nemesis. If you remember when HMV used.
Drink earlier. I don't know.
Okay.
Can you? I'll do it my close up.
Was it just a beer?
Yeah.
Is that yours?
Not much left in it, but I'm gonna finish it, goddamn.
Just make sure my chewing gum's not in it.
Oh, Jesus.
Um,
I'm trying to get another drink. You're fine, gonna say I'm gonna get another drink.
no, it's my turn.
Let's Geekified the pub, mate.
I know.
No, it's good. Finish this.
Uno mash.
I was in Nemesis, so Nemesis, I queued because Nemesis had just come out, and I was a massive fan of the whole concept and the whole idea, and I queued for absolutely fucking hours. It's when HMV used to be at the top of Buchanan Street, opposite the beginning alleys, and it was a big massive one with the escalators and stuff like that, and it was when HMV used to be cool as fuck, and I queued for hours to get to Mark, and I stood there and went, oh yeah. You know, you don't know what to say, you're thinking like, I'm going to say something cool, and you're like, hey, I like your work.
Well, when you come on, we promise there'll be better chat than that.
I've not quite left yet, but can I'll do it. I'm going to slide back in before I get into to tell you this quick story because
Let's swap.
well,
I'll go get the drinks and you
right,
can...
okay. So I've got a bad story about Mark Miller, and
for fuck's sake.
if you're watching Mark, I totally fucking apologise, dude. I suck all the balls. Yeah, only the weekend, but Mark. I was going to say Mark had test this, but.
I'll have another Guinness.
Same gin. Gin's fine.
Gin and juice.
Gin and juice, motherfucker. So, my story about Mark Miller, and this is. Oh, God.
I think your mum told me this story.
Yeah, I suck, man. So, we were having a meeting at one point at a place in Glasgow to do with everything to do with comic books and people and all that kind of thing. And a lot of people were there. A lot of people were speaking, and they know Mark and all that kind of thing. And Mark was arriving, and then. But man, right, I met this blonde chick, right? Right? And she was like very blonde, curly hair, hot. She looked like, Goldilocks, but hot, right? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? Like talking to this chick.
You'll be her free bears all day long.
No, but like I'm like this talking to her, like, yeah, what's up? Blah 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 blah. Try to fire in. No, somebody starts doing this to me. Tap 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 tap, and I'm like, mate. Alright, 2 seconds. So you were telling me about your art, like college career. Yeah, like it's so interesting.
I
like,
hope that looks
do you
as
know what
awkward as it was.
but honestly, this shit's just going on about bullshit, like fucking how our art. And yes, we're really invested this year in like climate change. And I'm like, oh really? More interesting. Tell me more, please. I don't give a fuck. I just want to fuck you. But like, I'm like, yeah, please. This is so interesting. I'm getting tapped in the shoulder. I'm like, yo. And I see this motherfucker trying to talk to me. I'm like, yo, mate, excuse me, yo, I'm trying to talk to someone. 2 seconds, right? And so you were saying, keep talking. As soon as it finishes, the 2 people I'm with at the meeting are like, you know, Mark Miller was just tapping you in the shoulder, trying to speak to you.
I hope you caught that.
And I'm like, nah. I thought some dude was trying to talk to me. Yeah, that dude was Mark Miller. Now, the thing is, I've read so many of his books, but because I've not looked at the back, I didn't know what it fucking looked like. And I just seen a dude tapping me in the shoulder, told me to fuck off, basically, because I'm talking to Goldilocks. So fuck me, right? But, yeah.
I'm just being left alone now.
No, I just
just gonna
stood
be
up there
like,
because
I'm just going to stare lovingly into the camera.
You can do that. I also stood up there because I thought I was letting Chris in. I thought he was here back. Yeah. But he ain't.
You're seeing ghosts.
Who are you talking to there if we're seeing ghosts?
I know, he was behind you.
Oh, right, okay, Jesus, fucking. I have too many ghosts in my apartment already. I don't need ghosts in the fucking pub, man. Mate, I have got a few. I got locked in a bathroom before that doesn't lock. No, that isn't.
I've had a lot of supernatural experiences, by the way.
Yeah,
I've had at least
with him.
I've had at least 3.
I have some weird ones, but yeah, I want to hear them.
My first one was no, it's too long. It's too fucking long.
I'll give you a short version of one of mine, right?
Okay.
So they're locked in the bathroom. So me and my friend David stayed in Glasgow, and we had this flat, and the bathroom door didn't lock. You know, one of those doors that like you try to close it and it just goes bang, like there's something wrong with the fucking. But it just opens up. So we're in there, never shuts. He stays with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend is up, and one day I get into the toilet. We'd always have this joke about how I was cursed, right? And everyone would just go around cursed. I step into the toilet, and I just held the door. And I was like, yo, what? I'm just doing a pee. And I'm like, dude, this door doesn't have a handle on it even. It did not lock. It like literally like couldn't shut. It couldn't lock. It didn't even have a handle on it. You could put your finger through the thing, right? Oh. And it went, and I just did this note, and I was like, yo, what? I was like, did you want to just close that door? And I tried to open the door, and it just locked. Oh. And this is a small ass bathroom with no window. So it was just like, One, two, and I was just like, coming for right, motherfucker! And I was like, yo, now listen, the creepiest thing is my friend and his girlfriend were just about to leave the flat, right? And it went boom, and I just started going, yo, what the fuck? This is, and I was like, this is not opening, and it was weird because it wouldn't even budge. It was just like, and it was a door that doesn't fucking close. Yeah. And I was like, right, and then like, you kidding on that? I'm like, mate, I'm not kidding, because we had a few creepy things happen in the flat before that. So this is, when I'm doing this, he's like, are you kidding on to add to the creepiness? No, dude, I'm like, the door's shut. He's like, come on, let go of the door. I'm like, I'm not holding it. He's like, dude, the door has no lock on it. Let go of the door. I'm like, I am not holding the fucking door. Yeah. I'm like, it's closed. And he's like, what the fuck? He had to get a chisel and a hammer and chisel out like a whole hole in the middle of the door, right? And then eventually put your hand through and pull the fucking door open, right? Nice. And I eventually, after about 2 or 3 hours, was let free. Now the funniest thing about this is now when anybody came to your house, when you sat on the toilet, the hole was right in front of you. So I had the chicks come to my house, and Johnny, and here's can I use the toilet, please? Yeah, you go. They would sit down, and there was like a fucking glory hole right in front of their face. And he'd be like, yeah, don't worry about that. It's okay. Don't worry about the silent recorder. Yeah, it's okay. It's alright. Don't worry about the wee. But yo,
have a wee flap, a wee doggy flap.
I like just that like the I actually literally had to say to a few girls, like, I am sorry that when you sit down to a pee, there's a whole I promise there's nobody watching you, but I had a ghost. You know?
I cut it out earlier.
The ghost or me saying things?
I think we've pretty much covered Harry Potter, ranted.
Yeah.
We've had our cauldron boiling.
You can see we're at the pub because we're
snacking and eating and shit. That's what you get at the pub, motherfucker.
You missed some excellent ghost chat.
Yeah, a lot of chat.
Oh, is that not filming?
What?
The ghost chat.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. Just as we got up, obviously, because I'm not as organised and planned, my camera's only setting for like half an hour of filming.
What? Pub, fuck off.
So, last segment. Wait.
Kinda last segment.
Almost last segment, who knows. But, Callum, you've got a topic you want to bring up? Yeah.
So, last week we talked about Highlander and Henry Cavill's involvement. We weren't too sure about who the director was.
Yeah.
And it's the director of John Wick.
Fuck off. Is it?
I need to stop doing that. I just like showing how hard I can hit my own fist. It made me feel big.
Well, do something else. Ooh, that's good.
Hey! Babe, why like Buzz Lightyear?
I'm not even kidding. I was a 10 out of 10. He had
That was like my fingers. I missed you.
he had my ass for like maybe like a second, and he fucking got 4 fingers.
You put your ass worth it. You put your ass in front of me for a second, I'll have it. Why do I give my middle finger? I'll have it. Or the thumb.
I got 4 fingers, and I'm not telling you where the thumb went.
That 4 fingers do a lot of damage.
Oh my god!
Imagine the whole fucking fat forearm. Yeah. Anyway.
What, waving?
No, right in your swing song.
Fuck.
Like it's called the mono special. 1 forearm, 1 horse. That's why it's mono. Because mono means 1.
Cool. So if any women
hold on, OnlyFans, if you want to fucking.
If anyone wants to tune in next week,
if anyone wants to,
I don't blame you if you don't.
if any women want to join the hosts,
yeah, I was going to say I promise I'll be different. I won't be. I'm sorry.
That is fucking exciting.
Yeah.
Because Highlander, as fucking amazing as it is, it's going to be very hard to update and make it like cool
I
again.
don't know, because we set it in the past, so it doesn't have to be. Well, I suppose the future part of it can be updated.
Yeah.
I think actually it is. What do you mean updated? Like I think it's the perfect thing to be updated because it's a wee bit cheesy and its old kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That if they don't over Hollywood, it's got a perfect thing to be a really cool thing, unless it's fucking 2 15-year-olds being like, do you know what I mean? Like fucking, oh no, this is. But it's an opportunity to be a really cool thing. I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
Highlander, it's fucking Highlander.
I've already said like Henry Cavill could read the Tory manifesto for an hour. I'd probably still buy a ticket.
And he's the one that you said to me. He's up for it, isn't it? It's like,
Oh no, he's in it.
Yeah.
it's gonna be awesome.
Fucking
It's gonna be awesome.
See, when I was editing last week's episode, I was googling who the fuck was the director, because we were kind of like, oh, we don't know. And it turns out it's the director of John Wick. I've forgotten his name again. I have put it on the
It's
graphic.
the bodyguard guy. Not the bodyguard. Jesus, sorry.
He's directed all 4 John Wicks.
It's the.
I
will always love John Wick.
It's goddamn Woody, man.
It's the stunt guy who
Yeah,
became like
yeah.
a director.
He's directed all 4 of the.
Are they not brothers or something? No, that's.
That's the Wachowski sisters now.
Wachowski people, I think we're calling
the Wachowski Dafties. But like, the thing is, no, they're not brothers, but I think they are a pair of directing.
No, it's just that guy.
Yeah.
I think his name's Chad.
It's Chad.
Stahelski
What
or
is it?
something
It's
like that.
Stahelski or something like that, yeah.
I did put it in the graphic because when we spoke about it later, he's directing Ghost of Tsushima as well.
Ah.
So I was like-
So
so I included it being like,
That's
again.
Again, we're talking about it again, but not just because we're Scottish and stuff and we always see Scottish stuff, but Henry Cavill, you fucking better nail that accent, son.
Surely we could have found a
dude.
fucking Scottish actor.
No, but this is the thing, man.
No, but wait, with star power, let him.
Aye.
I'd rather like pass up on lower star power of Scotland to have Henry Cavill play it.
I would rather have Henry Cavill do an accent closer to his own and be. I know it sounds shit, but I just don't want to hear a shit Scottish accent. Like, nobody can really do a Scottish accent apart from fucking Scottish people. Now,
Chris Pine.
really though,
Chris Pine? And
It was okay,
oh no, I think he nailed it.
I get it. No, right. So I'll give you an
It's
example.
not the worst. It's not the worst.
The only actor I think nailed it. You have to remember he specifically worked with a dialect coach, because it wasn't a Glasgow, it was a Lanarkshire accent.
Right.
That's exactly what he picked it, because that's exactly his accent.
That's the thing is though, Cavill, come and sit in the pub with us.
Hi, give me the puppies. I'll put me. I'm into
teach you,
Starfield. I'm into
teach you.
Warhammer, Dungeons and Dragons. Come on, I'm a big geek too, and I want to be Superman. So come on.
Do what was it Kelly?
I was thinking that you're more a Zod guy to me.
More Zod.
Doesn't he look like a young Terrence Stamp?
Yeah, you've got the beard for the Zod now.
I could be cool with that if I knew who it was.
Zod?
No, but I mean for the old Superman.
Right,
Okay.
Villain, the ultimate villain.
See, there's a lot of Zod. Right, okay, you can go on the call, but you can talk for the Christopher Reeve films.
Yeah. Michael Shannon from the new ones. That's Zod as well.
Yeah, but they're different actors.
No. But you've got that.
Oh, you mean like the kind of fascist fucking feeling that
the fascist, sexist, homophobic.
Well, it rings true. Like, I'm just joking.
Terence Stamp was also on the cover of a Smiths album as well.
I can get with
That's
that.
quite cool.
I think Zod's always a bit of grey in his beard. I started getting a wee
he
tiny
was
bit of
black.
grey here.
No, I was just thinking that because I was watching back to maybe episode 1 or 2. You were talking about, just to hire me to play Superman. I'm like, you've got a bit of Zod on you, man.
Zod, yeah. See, if I was going to play Superman, I would need to be fucking a lot bigger and a lot stronger. But yeah, I could be Zod. I think Zod would be fucking slim. Yeah, I could be Zod. See, to be honest, in my whole acting shit, I always played a bad guy, but I play a good guy. I always play a bad guy.
I always wanted to be a bad guy, but I was never big. It was always just like a love interest or like the guy. I was like,
See, even a few things that I've wrote with a character unit, I do see you as more of the protagonist of I fucking care. Where I do see myself as a more antagonist.
I don't know, man.
I'd love to be a bad guy though.
I can get Sean Astin vibes for you. I think you could play that best pal. You know what I mean? Like the kind of Samwise Gamgee.
But then I say I want to kill cunts.
I know.
Yeah.
You're too fucking like you're too like approachable and then like nice.
No, but I've got the thing is.
At least I've been a dick to
I
me.
could play like a sociopath. Like I think.
That's the fun role though.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play Batman anymore because.
But that's what I was saying before.
Joker's
Batman
more
is
interesting.
but as an actor, it's much more interesting to play Joker than the Batman.
Oh fuck yeah.
Right, like this is what I was saying last time we were talking about this. I was saying
We did as well. I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
I done a daft little thing in college, right? And it was just a stupid thing, but it was like, can you be Batman, you be the Joker? And I remember doing it, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'll be Batman. And then it was just like, how the fuck do you do this?
Yeah.
How do you do this without being the most boring mannequin type kind of cunt? And that's why then when I look at somebody like Robert Pattinson, I'm like, you made your Bruce Wayne really interesting. That's
But then the Joker is really hard to do because you've got Nicholson, you've got Ledger, you've got Mark Hamill.
But
Mark Hamill to me, see when I read the comics,
And
I envision his voice and his Joker.
What was it? Who's the original Joker?
dude with the moustache that fucking tried to cover it up.
Fucking handsome bastards back in the day.
Oh no!
No,
He refused to shave his moustache.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Moustache. Yeah.
Why the fuck can we not remember it?
I just
Say in the
watched
comments right now because we're drunk and we're annoying. But
Caesar Romano.
Caesar
Caesar
Romano.
Romano. Yeah. There you go. Then he punched me in the balls.
That would be a clap.
Oh, he clapped.
I love. You can't miss, but I'll do what you like. Caesar Romano. Bang.
You got it right.
You were the last to see it, but like, we could have that game.
I'm only doing that because I'm going to be honest editing this and I'll be like la 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 la. Oh, fucking it's going to be so loud.
The Joker's very hard to do. When Jared Leto got announced as the Joker, I thought, he could bring something different. But the Joker in the Suicide Squad, the tattoos pissed me off.
Yeah, the tattoos
Everything
pissed me
about
off,
that.
man.
Set the Joker Suicide Squad, Jared Leto would have been perfect for like a kind of old school, kind of like.
But to me, with the Jared Leto, he went too much with it, and the whole thing about him in real life sending condoms to people, and that's like, fuck off.
The condom,
but
rats and dead mice.
Because it's this whole lore that playing the Joker makes you mental and all that. It's like Christian Bale and fucking God, the best joke. Jesus, I'm just bad with names right now. You know what I'm talking about? Dark Knight. Like.
Heath Ledger,
thank you.
No,
I do bad with names right now. I'm drinking them, but but with video footage of them playing like any skateboard and all that. Christian Bale's like, nah, with a laugh backstage. He wasn't this tortured. So obviously in real life he was fucking but like it's not because he played the Joker. This whole idea that the Joker is this cursed fucking character that you get when you play it. You need to get into it, and you're into knives. And it's not a possession.
No,
the Joker. It's not. We don't live as much as I wish we did. We don't live in comic book land. It's not like the Joker is a fucking demon that gets in you. Like fuck off, man.
That really pissed me off when people were saying, "Oh, the role got him." I was like, "Fuck off!"
No.
He was doing a kickflip. One of my favourite.
That's the one I'm talking about.
A kickflip over Bale lying down in the.
That's the one I'm talking about when I say he's playing. He's only getting.
It's only until
skateboard.
I researched that picture. I don't think the skateboard was there. I think the skateboard was added in.
I'm going
after,
to burst both your bubbles. It was completely put together.
Yeah,
it wasn't real.
I thought that as well.
Yeah.
But it's still fucking really
Sorry.
cool.
I don't like you anymore.
I know.
But see,
I don't want to ever let the show running.
But the point still, no, you're right.
Yeah,
but the point still remains. I doubt very much because Heath Ledger get the point of the Joker.
He specifically said in these interviews. He says it was very dark. He went to dark places with it, and he says it was difficult. He never talked about fucking ending. I said, at the end of the day, the thing that fucking killed him was mixing two fucking drugs.
He was dealing with a breakup with his missus as well,
But,
I think, and they had a kid.
We've all done acting, right?
You know.
And I know, like, when you act at a point and you're like, right, I've got a party of a serial killer, I think, yeah, put yourself in a room, creep out for a bit, get into the fucking idea, the character.
Glasgow, just go kill a couple
Yeah,
of people,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Just
that's
get in
good.
the thing.
You find that
apparently.
place, yeah.
But what I mean is, like, you can do that, but you can still say hi to people in the subway.
Yeah.
You can still be like, thank you very much. Yeah, like, so I won't say names, but I used to do acting with somebody who was very into method acting, right? And they would be behind stage being like, and you'd be like, man, you're acting like a dick, and they'd be like, but it's my character, oh my god, like, and you'd be like, dude, you're just trying to get, like, an excuse to be a fucking dick. No, when we're behind here, when we're doing this, you don't have a right to be a... Sorry, I keep doing that, sorry. You don't have a right to be a dick. Like, but you don't have a right to just be fucking a dick because you've got a certain part. Yeah, you're part of the serial killer, you're the crazy one, but shut the fuck up.
One thing, sorry.
Yeah, on you go.
One thing I really agree with, and that is, only because I've done it once myself, is see when you change things to get the best out of an actor. Like, there's method acting, and then there's method directing. And I think method directors are far more superior than method actors.
Kubrick was famous for that.
Yeah, no, yeah. I actually do this, and I also agree with being method for the first, like, maybe hour before you go on stage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's when you're like behind rehearsals, like going for lunch, and people are like, I can't eat that because and you're like, shut the fuck up. But I actually totally do, because I would do the same with accent and being like, when I was playing, I played villains a lot, so when I was in playing, I would try to be like, no, leave me alone now, I'm just trying to get near fucking hang me stage. Maybe a half an hour before being on stage, but it doesn't mean that in the lunch hall, like, I'd be like, I can steal your food.
I did it once with when I was doing college. There was an actress I was working with, and she wasn't slapping me. It was Dangerous Liaisons. So it was a whole scene where I try to think of the film. God, sorry, I almost slapped him. Punch me in the balls. Punch me in the balls.
It's so addictive.
It's a whole scene where he gives a reply. It's that one word reply, and then she eventually slaps him. And this girl just wasn't fucking slapping me. She just wasn't slapping. She was doing this wee kind of. And it was shit, and I was like, we're actually getting a full house here, and I was like, you're just slapping me like you're a little bitch. I said, so before we went on the show the next night, I was like, can you just be better tonight? Like, you're just a bit limp tonight. And she was like, what? And I was like, he says, you're a bit limp tonight. He says, you're just, I don't know what it is. It's like, you're really, like, we've done rehearsals, done everything, and to be honest, you're just a bit shit. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, I don't know. I says, I'm really disappointed in you, to be honest.
Into her head.
Yeah. So it slipped into her head, and I swear she took my fucking coupon off.
Dude, I
got the fright of my. I mean, like, we're sitting there, and it was just it's one little table. It was a Ramshorn Theatre, and we sat there, and I swear it was like those fucking fights where they do that, and my face went fucking
bang
a mile away, and I was like, but do you know what? See what I got from it as an actor? Fucking, it just went right through me, and I went, that's perfect.
Dude, that is right, 100%.
That's method directing.
So this is why when I disagree with somebody being an arsehole backstage, but I do agree with what you're saying here, because I had a very similar thing, right? So when I was doing Romeo and Juliet with a few close friends who are not, but we were.
There's no timer on.
Shit! I'll look. It's Geekified in the pub. We can check.
Let's check.
That's 15 minutes.
That's cool.
15 minutes, okay.
13 minutes.
I've got another.
Did you wait for me to?
Yeah, just.
I've got another way to bring it back to Heath Ledger.
But hold on 2 seconds. So you're saying about your acting thing there.
Minutes.
So I had a very similar situation. A couple, but doing acting with is like. So my pal was a very good friend of mine and stuff like that, but he's a very big, strong dude who does things and survivals and that. But we had conversations, and I'll not put him at the blast here, but we'd said he'd been too strong before where he'd like overhit somebody or overdone something where so he was a bit kind of wary of his own strength. Do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't want to be like bump. And I was like, we're on set on this, like we're on stage on this thing. I'm Romeo, you're Tybalt, beat the shit out of me. I want to feel you, boom. I want to feel those things that I can react to. I want to feel the...
Lock your jaw.
Yeah, but he was like, no, I can't do it. Like, and I was like, mate, when we go... And I kind of think is when rehearsals, I was like, I want this fight scene to look real.
Yeah.
And he looked a wee bit like he was bringing it back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, something like you. We're behind stage right before we're going on, and I started going like that, mate. I slapped. No, I'm sorry.
That's acceptable.
Right, but I was slapping him in the face, and he's like, "Don't do that. We do that." And I was like, "You're going to get a chance in a second to beat the shit out of me, but right now, you're a little bitch." And he was like, "No, mate." And he's really been because he didn't like his own temper, right? Yeah. So he's like, "Stop that!" And I was like, "What do you mean?" Yeah. And he's like, "No, stop that!" And I'm like, "I can't do it." And he's like, "You're really doing my fucking nothing." And I was like, "I know," but like, and I was like, "And I can't do it." And he's like, "No, right, stop." He's one of my best pals. Yeah. In this scene where Tybalt finds, where Tybalt comes back after killing Mercutio and Romeo's over Mercutio, he came back and after I'd slapped the shit on backstage, he was like, "Boy!" And I was like, "Oh damn!" And then this thing that we choreographed out, when he ran from me, he would threw me like Goldberg and a spear and fucking, and we started, and I was like, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" And then when we stood back up backstage, he's like, "Wait, sorry," and I was like, "No, it was awesome." That's what I want. I want to feel that fucking done.
Me doing that to her, I was like, she didn't particularly. I don't think she did particularly well after that show. Like she did well in the show. I got offered. I got Ann Coulter.
Right.
Literally that night, she was in the audience that night, and she went, "Your performance was fucking incredible, and it was amazing, and I want to sign you." I signed with CMA the day after that. Wow. And it was her slap, but again, it's like without. Like, it's not blowing one trumpet.
No,
I'm not saying about me. Like, I'm saying like what she gave me.
You're a good actor, son.
Yeah, no, but that's just the here, dude. Is because you are like.
No, but it wasn't about that. It was about what I had to provoke from her and that to get that. But she. Yeah.
But I totally get that. See that when you, because I think acting is reacting most of all.
It's reacting.
It's the and this is what I find
the performance
most
I gave after
like,
that.
But when people ask me, for instance, I go back to like I don't know, even the party of the play, right? And people would say, "Can you recite me a line?" No, it's gone now. It's gone. Yeah. But when somebody says the line to me, my brain goes off, and it's like you react to it, like, and that kind of thing of being able to react realistically, I think, is a lot more better. Yeah. a lot more.
It's a lot more
better. but ow.
You keep doing that.
I know, right? But it's a lot better than like being like, I know my lines and I can say them regurgitated to you like they're off a tape recorder. You want that feeling of that impact, that thing, that fucking, you know what I mean? And when you push people, I think sometimes you need that. I remember I was in a play and it was about boxing. It was all about boxing. There was a couple of boxing fights in it, and none of the guys in the play ever boxed, and they're not throwing a punch in their life, right? So I had to fucking show them how to box and how to fucking do it, because I'd done a little bit of it before, and I was like, this is how you stand yourself, this is how you hold a punch. So some of the things I choreographed were punching each other and were taking a wee done, like boom, boom. Not hurting each other, but like, you take it done. The guy's like, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, why not? And he's like, because I want to do an acting play. No, but that's what he said. He said, I want to do a play about boxing, I don't want to actually box. And I was like, so what are you going to do for your audience, you bitch? You're going to look like
authentic performance.
I was like, you're meant to be the fucking main boxer in this fucking show. You're meant to be the Rocky. I'm meant to be the bad guy. Are you going to fucking make me look like a better boxer when I'm meant to be the fucking guy? Like, it annoys me so much when cunts can't take a fucking wee dump for art.
It was like Jake Gyllenhaal in Southpaw.
Yeah.
And he said he took so many punches. He says he was losing consciousness in a couple of the shots because he was taking it.
Is that film Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
Do you know what's really interesting about that
film?
Directed
by the guy that made Sons of Anarchy.
Do you know what's really interesting about that film? Do you know what it's meant to be? 8 Mile 2. I swear to God, Eminem is behind the production of this film, right? When I looked at it years ago.
Is it 16 now?
No, it's very good.
Sorry.
But honestly, so...
if anyone wants to check that, you can see my brain trying to calculate.
But this is actually something I looked at before, like years and years ago, right? And there was 8 Mile, and you know how 8 Mile is like the story of a rapper coming up, blah blah, and it's kind of Eminem's life, but not really, because it's Rabbit, it's not Eminem. So the sequel was meant to be Southpaw, so it was going to be, you know, like the beginning of 8 Mile.
It becomes a boxer.
So it's kind of confusing. So the beginning, 8 Mile is But I mean a sequel in like
it's not the same.
It's not the same character, but like
it's the same journey.
Yeah, like what's the word you look for it? Like the something sequel. Like it would tie in, but kind of like the Cornetto thing of like
Too much beer to remember this.
Do you know what I mean? The Cornetto thing of the guy, Simon Pegg and stuff. It would be like a sequel in kind of theme instead of like.
There is a word for this, isn't there?
Yeah. There is, and I'm forgetting.
It's a word where it's the same idea.
But Eminem is one of the major producers of it, and still is because of this. But he fell away more at it. But at the beginning, what it was meant to be is, like, 8 Mile was the beginning of 8 Mile's story. Eminem's story, and like being from nothing to getting like a big part, right? Southpaw was meant to be but Southpaw was meant to be the kind of second half life of Eminem's story, like being. But the reason he wanted to change it to being a boxer instead of a rapper because he wanted that same thing of 8 Mile of like B-Rabbit and stuff like that. But it's not really my story, but it is, right? So see the whole thing about making it as a big celebrity but losing your best friend and then being too big that you don't know what to do with and all that, and then coming back, like losing it all, then coming back. That was meant to be Eminem's story told through boxing, right? That was the whole thing. So Eminem was the producer for years and years and years. Eminem is supposed to be the guy in it. He started training for it. He started doing the whole thing, and then, as Hollywood does, things change. Blah 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 blah. But if you look at it today, Eminem still made the OST for it, the original soundtrack. That's where a lot of these badass Eminem soundtracks come from because they were made for this thing. Jake Gyllenhaal ended up getting replaced by Eminem. Blah blah. They changed the story about that. It's not so much Eminem's story. That's thing. But at its birth, South, because I remember, the reason I know this is I remember reading about it in like Wee Geeky Wee Dave reads it and being like, there's going to be a film called Southpaw that's coming out in about 3 years, and then blah blah blah, and then it came out and it was a Jake Gyllenhaal film. It was totally different, but it was supposed to be 8 Mile 2 basically.
What do you think about Jake Gyllenhaal?
Love him, but just another wee segue into that is he's currently filming Roadhouse.
Oh yeah,
a remake of that, but it's going to be MMA based. But also, I've been waiting 20 minutes to talk about Heath Ledger. 2 Heath Ledger points.
Why?
I'm a huge fanboy of Heath Ledger.
No, why are you waiting 20 minutes?
Because Ryan's smoking right.
Fill me in.
Aye, so for me, people were pissed off that Heath Ledger was the Joker. Now look, and my other point was, go and watch Candy and go and watch Monsters Ball. They're 2 of the best performances you're ever going to see from Heath Ledger.
Candy?
Yeah, it's an Australian film. Really, really good.
Is that? No, it's not Candy.
I've totally taken us way back and
but my brain went to Hard Candy.
So mine. And then also the film with Heath Ledger. Is it Heath Ledger that he does about the Australian nutcase?
Please remind me, like personally, not on chat.
No,
Who's the Australian
badass?
badass?
Him and his partner. I think it's.
That's the drug addict. That's the drug addict one.
Abby Cornish. I was actually saying like Abby Cornish is. No, she hasn't, because she was in. Jack Ryan on Amazon. She is Jack Ryan's wife or future wife.
Wow.
So I was sitting watching this, thinking like, why do I know her?
And that actor also played Aquaman in Smallville. Alan Richardson. He was Aquaman.
I remember that Smallville.
Yeah.
It's one of those episodes where everything goes through something.
Jeffrey Rush is in it as well.
He's an awesome fucking choice for that part.
Yeah. Aye, Alan for Jack Reacher. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Aye.
My mate.
Holy shit.
Who's that? I'll be a gun.
We're in 9 minutes. Wrap it. Okay.
Geekified at the pub. The whole idea is that
if I don't pee right now, I'll pee on you. So,
Alan Richardson, Smallville. Did you like Smallville?
Mate, can you see my stunner?
Because yes, I can. I spent all of my money. See, we were talking about that HMV. It's up Buchanan Street. I used to work in River Island and Buchanan Galleries. Yeah. And I'd go over and I'd spend all my money on DVD box sets, and it would be like Smallville, Supernatural, The OC, One Tree Hill, all those. I have evolved. But like,
whereas Tom Welling, I think, was an amazing younger Superman. I don't think he doesn't fit the ideology of what it is now for some reason.
See, now looking back, I'm like, it doesn't feel like Superman to me.
No. But it created
By
its
the
own
time.
story, yeah, at the time it created its own story and it was absolutely perfect casting. I think it was Michael Rosenbaum who was like, somebody just fucking make some sort of multiverse where Michael Rosenbaum is Lex Luthor now.
But
please, fuck.
also-
The guy's an incredible actor, man.
he's a fellow podcaster, and I absolutely love
Oh,
his
is he? What
podcast.
does he do?
He does his own podcast
Oh,
called
okay.
Inside the U, where he interviews a lot of people from the CW kind of like era.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Alison.
Oh, Alison Mack.
Oh,
Alison Mack.
Oh, gee, I'm not even here, but I'm not here.
That shit's too dark for us.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck was that noise?
I'll come back into that noise.
This is the thing with like Smallville.
Oh my
That's
god. Give me my big booty ass bag.
It goes on for too long that by the time you actually become Superman, you're just not interested.
Yeah,
Well,
because
they only showed a bit of the very fucking end of the last episode where they
Yeah,
put these
but-
fucking stupid, like...
No, but they made it became a mess.
Yeah.
It became the birth of the CW and that's where everything fucked up.
I think we might have to say the top, but Lex Luthor is awesome.
Yes,
Lex Luthor
I just
is
said
really, like,
Yeah,
he's
you weren't
easy.
here, we just
Yeah, he's a Lexiest of all the Luthors.
if we could have like a new fucking legacy world where we had Michael Rosenbaum come in and play Lex Luthor now, it'd be absolutely amazing.
And the thing is, he's not getting a lot of work. He's
Well,
a
he's got a
really
podcast.
fucking
Is he a
good.
podcast?
I love his podcast, but I also want him to do well.
But that also means he's never going to be Lex Luthor again. It's the same way
You
as
know
like...
what? You might not, but if he wants to come on our podcast,
Oh yeah, hell yeah, blah,
However, he's James Gunn's mate.
is he?
Yeah, him and James Gunn.
Oh, can you
are
imagine a
pals.
multiverse where
Is
he pulls him in as being Lex again?
But then again, do we really want to go into a multiverse with DC again?
I mean,
Like, do we want? I
there's
feel
something
like we need,
about it that tickles my balls.
I still love
There's
it.
something about it I love that tickles my balls, man. I love that seeing our characters that you didn't think would interact with. I love the idea of being able to bring characters
And I'm
back.
sorry.
That were so good, like, I'm not just saying this because I want being a podcast or what you and else, but like fucking Michael Rosenbaum was such an awesome Lex Luthor. If there's a way to make him now, even being older, that he actually suits it
That's
better.
why you'd be a
Right,
great Lex
right. Like, if there was a way to say, well, actually,
Yeah,
this is the way
this
to
is
work.
in you.
But
he would do it.
I can't deny it. And he's the best one. He is the
I'm
best
sorry,
one.
Tom Welling. You were a great Superman as a kid, but you've not got that. And
But you're no Cavill.
yeah.
No Cavill! No, but
Cavill,
hold up. I seen Tom Welling in the what was the Flash
Yeah,
series.
they did the-
They
yeah.
done and he comes and you see him back and he's
That
like
was just
he's
fan
without his
service.
power.
Why?
No, it was, but the
He
dude
wasn't-
still looks buff.
He's
The
still-
dude still
yeah.
looks fucking. I would not be against
I agree.
having a fucking separate Superman thing with all different and saying this is Smallville's verse. Oh, I'm so sick. He just loves holding my hand so much. He just loves holding. He just loves. He just loves. See, it's okay.
Try on something else.
No, yeah, it's okay.
That tongue action was great.
Yeah, I mean, my tongue. Has anyone ever seen how long my tongue is?
Gene Simmons, motherfucker.
Holy motherfucking
That's what you
Christ.
should go for a Halloween. Gene Simmons. The demon is around.
I can actually get longer. I can like displace it a wee bit, and it fucking it's ridiculous. See that bit of thing
Women
that-
everywhere just wet.
See about the I've showed us a bit. I can actually.
Sarah, if you've not turned this episode off by now,
I can touch my nose.
you didn't even touch your nose. You fucking tickled it.
Aye, like right up here.
Your whole nose was like fucking Samantha and Bewitched there for a second there like that.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
I have a lot. It's like I used to. My cousin used to be weird. Weirdly, but that sounds worse than it was. Like he was like, yeah. That makes it worse. What I mean is, he used to say you could probably be on a fucking record with that or something. But I was like,
Criminal.
yeah. Or he was my fucking. I'm sorry, Sean. Bit long ass time though.
That's your superpower.
That's a worst superpower ever. Can I not have, can I please give me what I want to do? Like fucking
I'm
use
just
it
like,
right
I'm like just like a dog eating beetroot. I'm like, you're like that. You're like fucking Venom.
No, I can actually like
Yeah,
fucking
like
like.
it's on repeat.
Aye.
No, we're talking about eating nachos. Just in case
Totally.
Christ.
That's all.
We all love to
I
eat
got one
nachos.
final topic since we're kind of moving off of it now, and it's
Do you mean we even had a topic tonight?
Fuck, I know. It's not far off of this T-shirt. It's not Jurassic Park, but it is along the kind of dinosaur fucking kind of thing.
Oh, that's what I love dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's not quite a dinosaur.
I've got a tiny wee one after you. But it's just not as big as my tongue, just a wee tiny one.
I've got a tiny one. Have you?
I mean, why don't you come find out, ladies?
This has basically been a whole fucking episode selling Ryan.
Like a fucking sheep. Yeah. Like this. I'm okay with it. I'm okay. I keep hitting my fucking head up.
We've moved him back from the table.
So we're trying to keep his banging.
I keep you like Dilo Boone.
You better recognise.
Sucker! 5-star frog splash. I would love to 5-star frog splash those. You know, I used to wake up for a year with a 17 stone. Yeah, that was really bad. No, because he's older than me. My 17 stone cousin, I was 15, so I was 11, so he'd wake me up every day for more than a year. Because I lived it, and I would just wake up and he would throw something at me, and I'd go, 5-star frog splash! And jump up at the top of the ring and just on my fucking. There we go again.
I think you broke it. That's actually dead.
We should have got him doing the audio clown.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
What, for Hollywood? Because they're
all here, from here.
They're ready to record something going, did you ever hit record? And I'm like, no. What was the noise?
Do you know?
Because you're all still on strike, you
fucking nitwits.
Sort yourselves out. Not the actors, you fucking producer, fucking wanks.
Does it make me a wank that I get a wee bit of hard on that I can hit that hard that makes that noise? Because it's like, yo, you want your ass feeling this? Nah, very.
So next week Ryan's going to be in bubble wrap. It could be quite distracting, but it's how I'm going to edit. The topic that I want to bring up is not quite dinosaur-y, but it is reptilian. Is Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Oh no, it's Godzilla.
Oh no, so much racism now.
It's just literally what it is.
If anyone had racism on their bingo card for tonight's episode, you have one, perhaps.
You've won this teapot. No,
you should not look at my Instagram then. But like,
so Godzilla. So in the next 6 months, we're talking that is now the start of September, and over the course of the next 6 months, we're going to have one TV series on the universe of Godzilla and 2 massive full-budget movies.
Oh really?
Yeah. One Japanese one.
That's one of them. Yeah. So we've got oh really?
Oh really?
Godzilla so wrong.
Oh my god, it's Godzilla!
Team America, love it.
No,
that's not racism.
It was more than one of that thing they try to film South Park when he's doing the Japanese and Chinese guy, and he's like, did you know China and Japanese is different than China? Oh really?
You ever seen the interview with James Franco and Seth Rogen?
No.
And they got Kim Jong-un, like the guy playing him.
Oh yeah.
He's like, if drinking margaritas and listening to Katy Perry makes you gay, we want to be straight.
We want to be bread. Yes.
Racism's done.
It can be. Dave, I love Godzilla.
It's not
Dave, do you ever feel like a paper bag floating through the wind?
The bit, if I talk about racism, fucking Blazing Load, Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles
is it's basically saying how racism, like, when you're laughing at it, can't be funny.
Yeah.
What's the funny thing where he meets a guy and he's like upside down fucking, and he's like, are you, what does he say to him again? Are you like the sergeant or something? Or are you the then he's like, are you black? He's like, yes I am. And he's like, oh, then I had to go.
The best one, South Park movie, when they're like, Operation Get Behind the Darky! Chef's like, no, wait a minute!
That's what is funny. We can laugh at how also fucking stupid. I mean, you can laugh at
we didn't write this, we're just bringing it up again.
But if we cannot laugh at the fucking fundamental difference between us and how we're all stupid for pointing them out, then what the fuck can we laugh at?
Exactly. But Godzilla is officially back. We've got Godzilla -1, which is the Japanese version, which I'm not quite sure. I watched a little bit of the trailer, which is it's a flashback to the old original. Yeah. It's like the second or third time Godzilla hits Japan. I think it is. I'm not 100%. Don't quote me on this.
Well, because I'm like, so the whole thing with the Japanese Godzilla, and he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
He's
no,
like,
no, never, no, not in
Don't
this.
do that.
No, he's not. He's not in this. He's seen as being a weapon of acceptable standards.
Yeah.
No.
So in this Godzilla -1, it's like they tolerate him,
Right,
but
okay.
it's to deal with shit. But they're all like, "Fuck, Godzilla's back. We need to get out."
Yeah.
So it's like, but it
I
looks
would
great.
do-
Honestly, watch the trailer. The trailer looks really good. And then we've got Monarch, something of monsters.
Yeah.
So that's a TV series, which is basically showing the legacy of monsters or something called. I should have researched this.
I love the whole lore. Like, see the thing
It's
is,
great, yeah, it's
good.
Like, even with the new ones, like some of the films I don't love as much. Like they're full of humans too much. I just want to see like the same in the trailer.
Gareth
Fight. Like, I just want to see them fight.
Yeah.
But the thing is.
See the fucking, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but
No,
I didn't see the last one, which was Godzilla vs. Kong,
Yeah.
and the fucking Tokyo battle.
Yeah.
Ah, and it came out. Oh my god!
This is what I love. I love just watching two monsters fight and shit. I like.
Gareth Edwards' Godzilla was really
Yeah.
good. It was really slow,
Yeah.
but it was really good. You had Bryan Cranston in the first half
Yeah.
of it, and Taylor
I said-
Johnson. And
I liked it. I
really
loved.
good.
One of the things I loved so much yet was the skill.
Yeah.
The way they made, like, even that scene with, like, they're all the soldiers parachuting down with their red flares.
Oh no.
And you see.
And they're just like parachuting by like 1 point.
What,
of Godzilla, you're like,
but as a human,
really
you
like
get
that.
the skill. This is something that a lot of films and that don't get. And this is, I brought this up before about when you're showcasing superpowers or when you're showcasing size, and they do something like have somebody fly. I keep doing it. I'm sorry. They keep flying through a building or flying through a wall, and they fly through it with paper. And it's like, well, to our human brain, that didn't show a lot of force, so it doesn't. But when I watched it like, now remember in Captain America when a soldier runs running through the walls,
Yeah.
and he's using his shield,
Yeah.
and he goes, pow, pow. And then there's one really strong wall where it goes boom, and it bounces off it with the thing. That gives you the feeling of actual kinetic energy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that he's busting through these walls. This wall bricks, so boom.
Yeah.
Like, but when you see
Is it like the Ant and Dec Saturday Night Live when they're running through the wall?
kinda, but more gay. But like
That could be more gay.
It could be more.
But I love when they show kinetic energy actually, but it should be instead of flying through a wall, you bounce off. That our human heads go, that looks sorer than
Yeah.
flying through it.
I mean,
Do you know what I mean?
I wish though that the trailer for Godzilla, Gareth Edwards' Godzilla, was so fucking good, and it had that like the parachuting. I just wish I saw that for the first time. This is what I hate about trailers. I don't want to see.
They shouldn't have gave us that in the trailer. I agree.
Trailer sucks.
So have you seen that in the movie? You've been like,
Yeah, and I want to ask this: would you go to see a film if the trailer, like, say, I know we're talking about Star Wars, right? Would you go to see a Star Wars movie if it just been like Star Wars Episode 8 coming soon?
yeah.
Yeah. So
But you
why
know-
the fuck did they ruin the whole movie in trailers?
Oh yeah.
I'm
This
just
is the
using
thing.
Star
No,
Wars as an
I
example.
know what
No,
you're saying. No, I know what you're saying. No, sorry, I was confused. No, totally. Yeah, because the reason is the actual reason is because the people who do trailers are different for the movie. Like
Yeah, but
they
they
send it
should-
off to somebody and then say do the trailer.
Without me slapping, they should be getting that.
See, I'll learn that one day.
Yeah.
But
But they should be
David
told.
Ayer had
Yeah.
the biggest thing of that because of Suicide Squad, because he made a dark fucking impending doom fucking Suicide Squad film that then when the trailer company made it look like a neon joke, like but all the people, me included, went, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
So then the
Comedy.
producers went back and said, you need to remake the
that.
film into this. And he's like, but I filmed a film and how can I remake it? And I like do it. So that's why you've got really weird intersections of like Eminem, some shady in it and all that, but it doesn't make sense.
He was on John Bernthal's podcast recently,
Right.
real ones, and
I love that.
He talks about
It's my favourite actor, John Bernthal.
how he's like frustrated that he's not getting the cut, but he's also kind of like,
But-
I feel like I can't move on until I get it.
But you know, Gunn said that it will come out. He just can't release it just now because he's trying to create a universe. And, it's gonna be, and the confusion is rife. She says the confusion is a fucking mess.
The confusion, this
So
is just...
he's not. It's just Blue Beetle was almost a mistake because it started they spent too much money on it as far as I'm aware, and then it was supposed to be part of his universe. The Flash didn't do what they wanted it to do because it was before Gunn.
Yeah.
So his whole idea was the Flash would have done what it did in the comics. He couldn't do it. It says, so now he's now trying to rebuild a universe on the basis of just blank, but keep Blue Beetle.
They had the perfect opportunity, just like what Marvel did with like Doctor Strange or something like that. They had the perfect chance to reset, but instead they give us a cameo of George Clooney.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, am I going to get George Clooney as Batman the next
Hold
one?
on, sorry,
like,
I've seen all of these things. Where did we get the cameo with George Clooney?
In the Flash. End of the Flash.
Right,
I watched the whole pirated thing of like down to the end, but I never seen a cameo.
So do you know when he comes out and he's like, did you see where his tooth falls out as a joke at the end? So you missed all that. So he comes out and he's basically speaking to him, and he goes on the phone. He asks Batman, and he says, right, what do we do now? And he's like, give me 2 minutes, Barry, I'm on the way. And then a big beautiful car pulls out just outside the court where he's cleared his dad.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, he's he's speaking to Batman, so you assume it's going to be his Batman, it's going to be Keaton. But out steps, and it goes, or after it steps George Clooney, and everyone's like,
I might have seen this.
That's the kind of shit that they could have been like.
For me,
this is the chance.
So I actually turned away from the camera there because I was getting so involved. But so I get the Pattinson thing, but for me, what I got from that was that universe fucked in a good way, because it just shows that Barry's just created this offshoot world now where he's just in a loop and he's just constantly fucking that's done.
But now I'm like, they've built up to that. Is it just we're never going to address this ever again? Clooney's never going to be a part of it, or is it a case to be like, we're going to give Clooney a good Batman?
Unfortunately, it's a thing that we're never going to address this again. We're going to
I think it's going to be.
But what was the fucking point?
But that's the
chance to have the Flash and reset everything.
But I think they couldn't do that. I think that's a problem. I think what by bringing in Clooney, I think that was the closure. But they could have done closure better. I think
to be honest,
the closure was saying he's fucked it.
The producers,
no matter
I think,
what he does.
I think what they're really trying to do is spit at the wall, plus throw all the darts and spunk on it at the same time and see what sticks.
And this is why.
But see, if people had such a fucking strong thing about Clooney being back, they probably said, we're making a new Batman with Clooney. The same way they're saying right now with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, they're probably making a new Spider-Man.
I'm okay with that.
So am I.
Yeah, I'm okay with the Garfield one, and I'm okay with.
I'm especially okay with Garfield's one.
No, I watch
both, but I think Garfield really deserves to get a new shot at it. But Tobey Maguire was my original Spider-Man. I'm okay with that too.
See a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man now. Oh my god, how good would that be?
But
he's now old. He's now the Peter
Parker.
Parker.
If they make it badass, if they make it.
But he's now the Peter Parker that was in Spider-Verse.
Totally agree. Sorry, is that Dennis Hill?
I've got a segue. Speaking of the original Spider-Man and Sam Raimi, he's apparently the first choice to be the director of the Secret Wars.
Whoa!
Are they going to use it again like they did for Spider? Like they
Doctor
did for
Strange.
Doctor Strange thing, or aye?
So, I'm split. I'm like, I think it would be amazing, but I also think it's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah. I think it's good and dangerous because my good part is that Doctor Strange was a great movie but a terrible movie at the same time. They didn't do what they wanted the fans to, and hoped we would get to see, because the people in Hollywood are so out of touch, it's fucking ridiculous. The fans want something, we don't get it. But I do think Sam Raimi's stuff is absolutely fucking amazing.
So this is my thing. I love Sam Raimi. I love him so much. I was even watching Dragnet Hill again recently, right? I love Sam Raimi's directing. Seeing there's a few bits in the Doctor Strange film you can see Sam Raimi's directing.
Oh, see all the bit with it when it zooms in on Scarlet Witch's eyeball.
100%, man. And then when she's chasing them from the thing, and you can see that it's his directing. I love that, right? But all I felt was like, what day was that they let him do his thing? Like, whereas like there seems to be so much Marvel pressure in the rest of it that it's like there's one or two scenes when it gets a bit horror-esque that you can see Sam Raimi, and I was like, imagine the whole film would be like that.
But it was Derek Richardson who was the original director, and he had Scott Derrickson, Derek Richardson.
He directed the first one, didn't he?
So there was a whole massive amount of stuff that had already been done and they couldn't stray from it. That's it.
This is a problem. So there's multiple directors and stuff. This is the thing with
he quit though. So
but the thing is, you can't help if somebody quits. But it's the same thing with Justice League, right? Like somebody quits and
Justice League or Justice League.
Well, kind of a point. Justice League, like but there shouldn't be both.
No, it shouldn't.
That's what I mean. It's like, but when you get somebody directing something such direction. Oh, he is. I love Buffy, but when you're like directing something in such a way, and you have somebody come in like literally night and day. Zack Snyder is night, fucking Joss Whedon is day. Literally by the way they film, and then you're going to cheat like you can't like. And I'm not just trying to get back to Justice League. What I'm trying to say is sometimes the direction of a film has to stay the same, because if you go like certain directors have I would like to think if I directed something that people would go, that's a Ryan John Morrison film. Or it's like when you have it
porn, Ryan.
Yeah, but probably would be a lot but there would be a lot of like just enters it in and then some action back to it.
When was the last time a director took over a movie and it was great? It's never the case, because you've already had a director that's filmed so much. Yeah. The director's just coming in to do a job.
It always is
make the rest of it competent.
It always is a death rattle of a film.
Whereas I think all they need to do is give the filmmakers 100% creative control and be like, go make what you want, because that's the only way.
I agree to a point, but then there's Taika Waititi.
That's a fucking
so.
I really liked what we did in the Shadows and like a lot of his earlier stuff, but
where was Feige? Where was Feige in this?
Yeah.
Going the fucking the jokes that he made with Ragnarok were insanely funny.
Great,
because it was clips of jokes, and then suddenly it was Taika Waititi's entire movie. But then that is so fucking left wing. It's ridiculous. Like it's so incredibly offbeat.
Do you hear that thing was even just the other day? Thor himself, I can't think of any name. Hemsworth literally saying it's too goofy, I don't like it, I hate it. He's like I don't like. What he actually said is we had so much filming it, we had so much jokes from filming it, but he thinks it shows in the film that we had too much filming it because it's not a film.
Thor is supposed to be like Captain America level of like
space
big superhero, and they fucked him.
Yeah, I can't believe they wasted Christian Bale as a bad guy.
I'm surprised he even took that job on. That's the one thing.
But the thing is,
he would have thought that would have been bigger than it.
Yeah, no, but he probably took the job looking at what he's trying. You can tell he's in a different film. He's like, I'm going to be like fucking this horrible bad guy that's lost his fucking daughter. This vengeance, and then the whole. But we are all actors, sometimes the things you film aren't the whole thing of the film. You can film something and be like, oh, I done well in my scenes. See it, and you're like, why is this the worst thing ever? And it's like, because your scene doesn't look good just as positioned towards something else. So him having been playing this bad guy that deserves to be in a film level with Thanos, then that is like, we've got a screaming coat. It doesn't really make.
It was the weirdest choice from him, because normally he's spot on.
But Marvel, I think that this is what you do when you get people in front of green screen and tennis balls, and you go, do your best action, and they don't know what's happening around them, and then you can put what the fuck you want around them. So somebody like Christian Bale, who might think he's putting the performance of a lifetime in front of a tennis ball, thinking it's going to be like fucking Thanos in Endgame, and then he gets a music video.
I didn't think I was going to say this ever again, because I don't think they're incredible directors. I think they're good at what they did. And that is the Russo brothers. I will literally pay every fucking penny that I have under the sun to have the Russo brothers come in and take over.
Yeah.
And do Secret Wars, Kang Dynasty, and do everything that's left, and just be the directors of the rest of Marvel.
However, I've not seen Grey Man. The film that they did with Ryan Gosling. I've been meaning to watch it because I'm like,
they overextended the CGI in it, so it's still good. They made it like so. There's a lot of smoke. So there was a couple of fightings where there's fireworks going off, and there's basically two assassins trying to kill each other, but they're literally on the ground level where fireworks are going off. So you can imagine the smoke that's there. So they're literally got two knives and they're trying to kill each other. But rather than use actual smoke, it's all CGI. So it looks fucking terrible because there's nothing that makes real.
I love Chris Evans in that role though.
Oh, mate.
In terms of like the bad guy and like being a smarty wee dick, I mean.
I love Chris Evans. I hate him.
When you watch and see the lines that he comes out with as the bad guy in Grey Man, you'll absolutely adore it because it was the.
I'll need
it
to
was the
watch it.
funniest
I've
thing.
not seen it, but I was watching again that scene I just brought up. Chris Evans running through the walls as Captain America, and I'm like, that's amazing. And even at the physicality, the ability to do that in filming, do you know what I mean? Because it's not, you can tell it's not CGI. It's not. Obviously, they've got like a paper wall, right? And he's running through it. But you can tell it's not CGI. You can tell how fast he's running. When he's throwing that shield up, it feels kinetic, right? I just like that. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys finish up, because I am going to sit back and I'm going really need to pee. Because like
we all need to
pee here, right?
We're going to wrap this up super quick. But thank you very much for joining us in the pub. We are all absolutely fucking steaming. We've had a good chat. We're all steaming. We're all right. Well,
We're merry.
We're merry.
We're merry and Pippin.
Merry. Well.
Mary Pippin's my biggest innocence. Anyway, let's go.
Is that Harry Potter?
I don't know. Just
On the right.
I'm joking. I know references.
I was getting dead like fanboy there.
You're like, I don't. I just say words.
But yeah, thank you very much for joining us in Geekified. This has been amazing in the pub. If you enjoyed it, please hit a like and subscribe. Hopefully, you've got a new guest coming in the next couple of weeks. We're trying our best to try and get someone in. And that's pretty much it.
Apart from this, can I add one thing?
You know,
Please, if you are enjoying it, even if you're one of the few people that decide to watch, if you start with gotta get a fucking comment. gotta get say something. Even if it's with sarcasm. You know what? It's like Jane, Silent Bob. I know you live. You are the assholes. I will come and find you if you don't comment. I'll slap you. Comment, man. Comment and fuck. We need some comments. We need some freaking inter-direction.
And if we're dicks, tell us we're dicks.
No, listen. I get about 3 or 4 things a fucking podcast that you can argue with, look up and say I'm wrong. I probably am wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. It's okay. I hate you anyway.
Exactly. Massive shout out to this beautiful fucking bar, this is Brooklyn and Paisley. It's been absolutely fucking amazing. Thank you so much. We'll be back here next month.
Yes, thank you again to Geek-aboo.
And thank you again for the Bull-In, and to Alex and the Bull-In, and thank you for this brilliant place. We'll be back here again.
Thank you Callum.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. I'm right.
Can do this all day.